friends now, she gets it.
It's always a pleasure to see our two most avid adventurers again. Looking for the next challenge, I see. Actually, we do in fact have a rather urgent commission that is still open. Having read the details, however, I don't believe you'd consider it to be lucrative.
Don't worry about that. We were just kidding. So what's the situation?
To put it simply, the requester is looking for a temporary replacement actress for their musical. The original cast member ran into some issues, and is currently unable to perform the role. But the troupe has also been experiencing some financial difficulties, so unfortunately they cannot afford to pay the replacement actress.
That does sound like a tricky situation. So basically they're looking for a volunteer?
That's right. Our adventurers reached out to many actresses, but none of them were willing to take the job. There are only a few days left until the performance. If they can't find someone in time, they'll probably have to postpone the show. And delays tend to create all sorts of new problems.
Got it. Oh, this one's a doozy. What do you think, Traveler? Any ideas? Even if we took the commission, neither of us have any experience starring in musicals.
If you're interested in helping, why not start by having a chat with the requester? He's right over there. Maybe you can't fill the role yourselves, but you might be able to help him figure out another solution. Maybe there's something he hasn't thought of.
Oh, it's that guy, huh? No wonder, he looks like he just ate a sour lemon. Paimon approves! Let's go! Hello there! Are you the guy looking for a new actress?
Wait, I know you two! Are you really willing to act in my musical?
Wow, sounds like we're pretty famous in Fontaine already. But to answer your question, neither of us have any experience in musicals. But we heard that you're in a bit of a bind, so we figured we could at least try to help you think of a solution.
Ah, I see. It's okay. I knew that asking for a volunteer was a long shot. If we can't find someone to step in, we'll have no choice but to cancel the show. It would be such a shame. That's the thing. We're not some high-profile theater troupe, just a group of amateur enthusiasts. All our sets and props are very crude. We're grateful enough just to get an audience, never mind ticket fees. If we had a way to make this profitable, things might have turned out differently. But now, it looks inevitable that we'll disband.
Disband? You're splitting up the troupe?
Oh, I guess the lady at the Adventurers Guild didn't tell you? Yeah, this is supposed to be our final show together as a troupe. One last show. And after that, we go our separate ways. So we were really hoping to end on a high note. Nobody wants things to just fizzle out. Not after all the time and effort we've invested into it. Yeah, the leading lady, in fact. She's been dealing with a chronic illness ever since childhood, and unfortunately, it flared up again recently. It really drains all her energy, so she's in no state to perform. The show just won't be the same without her. But for everyone else's sake, I still hope we can find a way to hold the performance on schedule.
Got it. We have a clearer picture now. Let's see if we can come up with any ideas. What if we sponsored the show? Traveler, how much more are you carrying?
Please, there's no need to go that far. I wouldn't feel right asking such a huge favor, and I can't promise that we'd ever be able to pay you back.
Good point. If the actress just goes through the motions for the Mora, that's not exactly rescuing the show. We should find someone who will put on the best performance possible. Oh, wait! What about... you know who? Farina were the best of partners. Anyway, she should have all the free time in the world right now. She's really good at performing, and she was once super popular with the crowd. Performing in a musical should be a piece of cake for her.
Who are you thinking of? Sounds like someone famous. Her! You're... That was a joke, right?
Nope. Paimon doesn't actually know if she's performed on stage before, but Paimon's pretty confident that she'd be really good at it.
You're not wrong there. She has actually performed in a number of big-name shows before. They were one of the reasons she was so popular. But even if she's no longer the Hydro Archon, it's not like she's suddenly a commoner. She's still an idol to many people in Fontaine, including myself. I just think Lady Farina might feel a bit out of place in an amateur troupe like ours. Well, yes, but... Fair enough. I mean, if she was actually willing to, then of course I'd be honored to have Lady Farina star in our show. I'm sure the rest of the troupe would be delighted too. I'm sure everyone in our troupe has probably dreamt of performing on stage with her one day. Of course, it all depends on whether she's interested. She might consider this opportunity beneath her.
No point in stressing about that. We'll only know if we ask her. And besides, things are different now. There's no reason for her to be all high and mighty anymore.
Thank you for your help. I guess I'll just stay here and wait for the good news. Good luck.
Wait, where does Farina actually live nowadays? She used to live in luxury at the Palais Mermonia, but she's, moved out, right?
As it happens, I have her current address here. I can provide it to you.
Woo! When did you get here?
I came over when things were starting to sound more promising. I thought I should be at the ready in case my assistance is needed. It is my duty to support commissioners in any way I can.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Well, now that we've got the address, we'll go find Farina. Back in a jiffy. Did Catherine really give us the right address? She lives here? Not that there's anything wrong with this place, it's just, a bit of a step down from the Palais Mermonia.
You know, it's common courtesy to make sure the homeowner isn't an earshot when you're denigrating their abode.
Ah! Okay, when did popping out of thin air become all the rage? First Catherine and now you?
I was just out on a shopping trip. I ran out of macaroni, so I went to grab a few more bags. I used to have a much wider range of choices when it came to food, but now I'm finding that simple, traditional home cooking can be quite delicious too. Not at all. As long as you have different kinds of sauces in, you can have macaroni and tomato sauce one week, macaroni and bolognese the next.
Oh, sounds like you're really struggling to cope.
How rude! Questioning my cooking skills. The audacity! It's not like I have a very eventful life these days. Actually, I barely leave the house. So I don't see how it's unusual that my meals are a little simpler now too. Besides, I'm sure I could master dishes like la lettre faucilor or blubber profiteroles in no time, if I felt so inclined.
Ah, there it is. You don't know how to cut.
Not yet, maybe, but... Anyway, what are you even doing here? I do hope you didn't come here just to ogle at my fall from grace. Let me first be clear that I'm not taking guests at this time. So if you're just here to clown around, then please be on your way. Shoot!
Sorry! We're sorry! Please don't be mad! Yeah, exactly! What the traveler said! Paimon wasn't trying to make fun of you. Hang on a sec, you weren't exactly holding back either!
My help? Well, maybe you're forgetting that I'm no longer the mighty Hydro Archon. I don't even have a vision, you know.
Don't worry, it's nothing that serious. It's just very specific, and you're the one with the power to help!
Oh? Well, if that's the case, then fine. I'll spare you the lecture about your attitude just now. So tell me, what specifically makes this matter so specific? I see. I knew you couldn't have come all this way just to amuse yourselves at my expense. After all, I was once the brightest star in all of Fontaine, well versed in all the various performing arts. A mere musical is well within my capabilities, but given the present circumstances, I'm afraid I must regretfully decline your casting request.
How come? It sounds like this would be a breeze for you!
True, but I have made a decision to retire from the stage. Although I am no longer required to play the role of the Hydro Archon, the time I spent inhabiting that character has left an indelible mark on me. Centuries of pretending to be a different person changes you completely. I'm not the same person I once was. Of course, that can't be undone now. It's too late, and I have no intention of reinventing myself all over again. But at least I can say that I no longer desire to play any new roles.
Paimon can understand, but this is just a one-off part to fill in for someone who's sick. Surely that's okay.
Whether it's a one-off or not, it's a boundary that I've committed to no longer cross. If I make an exception to the rule now, I'm just leaving a back door for myself, which would be the same as not having a boundary in the first place. So I'm not going to perform, and that is that.
Okay, guess there's no convincing you. Well, is there anything else we can do to help out the troupe? Otherwise, they'll just have to disband without any fanfare. Do you know any other actors who might be interested in the role?
Nope.
Short and to the point, okay.
I've never been great at maintaining relationships. Besides, anyone I've ever worked with probably couldn't wait to get rid of me. Since I'm just an ordinary person now, they'll probably just laugh in my face if I go asking them for help. True, but I mean, could you even blame them? I show up out of the blue, begging and groveling for their help with a show they won't even get paid for? Ooh, no way. I'm dying from embarrassment just thinking about it. Nope, not happening.
Well, is there anything else we can do? This performance really means a lot to the guy we're working for.
Have I not made myself clear? You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't want this job, nor do I know of anyone else who would. Sorry. I didn't mean for that to sound so harsh. I wish I could help, really. But if I thought I had the answer to this problem, I would have said so by now.
It's all right, Farina. Paimon just wanted to make sure we tried everything. Oh, everyone in the troupe will be so disappointed. Yeah, I guess that's all we can do now. All right, then. We'll see you around, Farina.
Toodaloo to you, too. I'm going home to take a rest now.
It's too bad, but we have to respect Farina's decision. Maybe the thought of performing brings up too many painful memories. Huh? going on? Are they arguing?
That's besides the point. I'll ask you again. Why did you start looking for a replacement without my consent? When did I tell you I'm going to take a step back?
You didn't need to say it. We've known each other for how long now? We know the signs. But you never tell us about your illness, even when it's clearly flaring up.
And that gives you the right to make a decision on my behalf?
Shortly after you left, the troupe's lead actress came to the Adventurers Guild. She believes that she's healthy enough to perform. Excuse me, but can you both take a moment to discuss something else for now? The adventurer assigned to your commission has returned.
Sorry, I was just dealing with a little misunderstanding. So, how did your conversation with Farina go?
Sadly, it's a no from her. We tried to persuade her, but she wasn't having it. She doesn't want to play the role for personal reasons.
I see. Well, circumstances have changed a little, so maybe that's not such bad news after all. You see, our leading lady has just informed me that she's well enough to make it to the show after all. Staging the musical with the full original cast was always the dream, of course.
Oh, right! Sounds like everything worked itself out then. Yeah, she'd be livid. We'd get the scolding of a lifetime.
Jeez, is Lady Farina really so harsh with people?
Only joking, calm down. So, guess we can consider this case closed now, huh? Despite the fact that we failed to complete the commission, we were still racking our brains for ideas on the way back here.
Look, there's no point arguing with you about this anymore. You've made yourself very clear, so I'll stop looking for a replacement. This is the last chance we have, though. If your illness flares up again, there won't be time to find anyone to replace you. So, are you absolutely sure you'll be able to handle it?
Yes, I'm completely confident. I've been taking a new medication from the doctor, and it's working brilliantly. I'll definitely be able to tough it out until the performance day. I share everyone's desire to commemorate all our years as a troupe with a proper farewell show. So, the last thing I want is to be left out. Every one of us thinks of this troupe as their home, myself included.
You're right. I'm sorry. I let myself get too worried about the show. I should have asked for your permission first.
All's well that ends well. Sounds like the show will go on. Sure.
Hey, how did you... I was just passing by because I realized I forgot a couple of items on my shopping list. All right, I'm coming. No need to drag me. Hello, one and all. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation just now.
Farina? Didn't you say you were gonna take a rest at home? What are you doing here?
I was just ever so slightly concerned about the situation you mentioned. Yes, a teensy bit concerned, that's all. When you came to talk with me earlier, I jumped right to explaining my position and said some strongly worded things. And all before I even had a full grasp of the situation. Anyway, I just feel a bit bad about how it went down. I'm sorry, Paimon.
Oh, it's totally fine. Paimon didn't take any of that personally.
You really have a knack for asking the most uncomfortable questions, don't you? I felt very sheepish, having had a change of heart after flatly refusing you. And then, to make matters worse, you caught me. But in any case, it sounds like the issue has already been resolved.
Yeah. When they said they were gonna ask for your help, I almost had a heart attack. I mean, how could we be worthy of having Lady Farina star in our show?
There's no need to think like that. And no need to keep addressing me as Lady. Just Farina is fine. I was wondering, if this troupe is so important to all of you, why does it have to disband? If the difficulties are purely financial, then there must be a solution. You could put the shows on pause while you look for a sponsor, for instance. Everyone seems so devoted to the troupe. I'm sure if you keep chipping away, you'll find a way through.
We all want to believe that, but some things are just beyond our control. Everything's been going downhill ever since we lost our director. She was the heart and soul of our troupe. She kept us going.
Her name was O'Reilly, and she was the founder as well as the artistic director of our troupe. And tragically, she was a victim in the serial disappearances case.
What?
That's actually how I recognized these two. It was all thanks to their efforts that the true culprit was brought to justice. But still, no sentence can bring our director back to us.
She was a loyal fan of your performances, Miss Farina. They were what first inspired her to get into musical theater. She rallied many people around her who were destitute or had lost their sense of purpose in life, and convinced them to join her troupe. She wrote her own scripts, acted on stage, and mentored each and every one of us. People loved our performances back then. We seemed to be going from strength to strength. Things were really looking up for us.
And then disaster struck.
Yeah. After that, the entire troupe fell into disarray. None of us know anything about script writing, let alone how to handle the business side of things. We've been doing the best we can. But despite our efforts, things are slowly but surely falling apart. It's agonizing. But ultimately, we'd rather end things now on our own terms than stick it out to the bitter end and watch all our dreams turn to dust.
Oh.
What a terrible waste. A gifted artist from humble beginnings who achieved so much and no doubt had much more to give. And then her life was so cruelly taken. I suppose it's fair to say then that this final show, besides being your farewell to the stage, is also your final gift for her?
Yes, exactly. We all miss her terribly.
Well, good thing I followed the traveler here. After hearing this tragic tale, I can no longer stand by and do nothing.
Farina.
I know what you're thinking, but I by no means plan to cross the boundary I've set for myself. Besides, they're no longer looking for a replacement anyway. I can, however, provide some artistic guidance from the vantage point of a highly experienced audience member, but only if you feel this is something that would help, of course.
Oh, most definitely. We'll take any guidance that you can give.
We unfortunately don't have any budget for a consultant, though. Will that be a problem?
I don't need any compensation. All I'd ask in return, if you're willing, is that you tell me some more about the life and work of your late director. Something I've begun to realize since my departure from the Opera Epicles is that there's a lot you don't see when you observe everything from on high. The law only judges criminal behavior and does not weigh human emotion. The court's verdict can settle the question of criminal liability, but what about all the unresolved emotions of the parties involved? What an interesting answer. But if you ask me, I think all emotion shall ultimately return home to the heart and slowly settle with the passage of time. Take, par exemple, how this troupe pines for their late director. Things such as this I have never witnessed before, and so I should like to observe, perchance to understand.
Still a fan of your old dramatic monologues then, huh? You just want to get back in on the action, don't you?
No. This is a completely different situation. Pearls before swine.
The name's not Swine, it's Paimon!
Would you be willing to join me? Come on, take a break from adventuring to listen to a story.
Thank you all so much. Our director was a huge fan of Miss Farina's performances, as of course we all are. All right, follow me. We'll go to our usual practice space. Please excuse the size. It's a little on the smaller side.
What's Lady Farina doing here?
Hello all. Allow me to explain. As of today, Miss Farina will be supporting our production of The Little Oceanid in the role of artistic consultant. These two over here are the ones that made it possible. They kindly reached out to Miss Farina on our behalf. I'm sure they need no introduction.
You bet! That was the trial of the century! You helped bring our director's murderer to justice. We can't thank you enough.
Oh, please don't mention it. We're just here to join in on the fun.
So, you were saying The Little Oceanid?
Yeah, that's the name of our final show. It's an unfinished script left behind by our director. One of our greatest regrets is that she never got to complete it. So, if we can bring it to the stage and make it a successful show, we can all take some solace in that.
Wait, but if it's not finished, then...
Yeah, we've been battling issues on every front trying to realize this dream. Anyway, let me give you a quick summary of what the story's all about. The protagonist of the story is a young Oceanid who transforms herself into human form, despite the protests of her family. She longed to live just like any other human, and sure enough, she found friendship and even love. Everything seemed perfect. But one day, her true identity was exposed, and her world came crashing down around her.
So far, so good. A classic tale. What happened after that?
That's one of the issues we've been trying to deal with. Unfortunately, this was as far as the director got with her script. We need a proper ending so we can bring this musical to the stage. But people have different opinions on which direction to take it in.
We still haven't decided between a happy ending or a true-to-life tragedy.
By true to life, you mean the director's sudden disappearance?
Yeah, like they say, truth is stranger than fiction. But then there's the question of whether we really want to use the stage to pass our raw pain onto the audience.
Exactly. A lot of the time, people come to watch a show just hoping for some light entertainment. We have to consider their emotional stake in this. And one last thing. We're still waiting on confirmation from two of our main actors. The first is Paulo, who plays the protagonist's lover. He's locked himself away to focus on writing an ending for the script. But the deadline's passed, and we still haven't heard from him. The other is Villemont, who plays the main antagonist. He took the director's death pretty hard. Hasn't set foot in the city since. He did write to us, promising that he'll be there for the final performance, but we haven't seen or heard from him since. So we're not really sure what to make of that.
Huh. Although, now that we have Miss Farina helping us, maybe we should take the opportunity to get everyone back together.
What opportunity? What do you mean?
Maybe you're unaware, but your name has always been like a rallying cry for us.
Our director was constantly singing your praises. All of us look up to you as a role model.
Oh, stop! You're making me all flustered. Although, not in a bad way. I suspect the reason they're dragging their feet is that they have their doubts about whether the show will really go ahead, considering all the issues you've been facing. But one by one, all the obstacles are being removed. Now is the time to rally the troops.
Makes sense. Okay, priority number 1, let's check in with Paulo and see where he's at with the ending. He went back to Poisson a few days ago, said that staying in a friend's home might help him to relax and escape the feeling of isolation.
I thought the last thing his friend would want right now would be to take visitors, given that Poisson was flooded not too long ago. But I guess it's the opposite. A friend in need and all that.
Yeah, maybe he could use some company.
Poisson? Nothing. I suppose my presence will be indispensable if we are to restore his faith in the show. So, allons-y. To Poisson!
If I remember correctly, this is where he's staying.
Who is it?
It's me. Is the script ready?
You came all the way here for that?
Alright. Forget that for now. Just come on out. We've got some great news.
Nice try. Look, just give me some time, okay? I'm just wrapping up this last part of the script. I'll be out once I'm done.
Okay then. Looking forward to your masterpiece.
So, as expected, he's missed the deadline.
The ending is one of the most important parts of the show. Even once he's done, it isn't final until we've all had the chance to read through and make sure we agree on it.
Someone told me they'd just seen you in Poisson. I assumed it was a case of mistaken identity, but sure enough, here you are. And Farina, too.
I was wondering if we might run into her.
So, you're here for Paolo? Looks like he could be a while, so feel free to take a stroll around town in the meantime. I've made all the arrangements already.
Oh, it's okay. We can just wait here.
Thank you for being so considerate, Miss Navia. That sounds wonderful. We'll take that stroll. Get over here, you! How oblivious are you?
How are things in Poisson now? Any better?
Things are on the mend, but it's a slow process. Some people may never recover from the trauma they experienced.
I'm sorry to hear that. I wish there was something I could do.
Hey Nee, how you
Some
doing?
conversations take such a
How are your
depressing turn
exam
every
preparations
time we meet.
going?
We all have painful memories, but we don't have to let them cloud everything we do. And if you're trying to make a new start, perhaps it's best if you don't bring up the past all the time.
Thank you for your words of comfort. You make a very
That's
good point.
nice.
But for now, at least,
So,
I
I'm
think I
assuming
should
you're
stay
taking a
away
break
and
from your
play for a while
studies?
longer.
It's
Wow,
okay.
whole
These
day.
things take
When
time.
I was in school,
Moving on from a
I used to
painful
be so
experience is
distracted
easier
all the
said than
time.
done.
I used to
Which
study for an
brings
hour
me to why I'm
and
here.
then I used to
I thought you should
play
probably
for
know
2
that not
hours.
everyone here
So
is
my
ready to
parents were
forgive and
always
forget
pissed at me.
after the Hydro Archon's inaction in the face of catastrophe.
But that's good.
To avoid upsetting the peace,
Of
I
course,
told the townspeople that everyone here is a member of the
you
theater
have to
troupe,
study, you have to
and
put
that
in the
you are
work.
just an actress playing the role of Farina. It's not a perfect solution, but hopefully it means you won't have to lie low while you're here.
That's so thoughtful of you, Navia.
Well, what do you expect? I am the courageous and considerate president of Spina di Rosula, after all, like my father before me. Anyway, that was all. Look after her now.
Well, I think a little bit of
Off we go
distraction is
then.
okay. I
Let's
mean,
take a
we
look
all
up there.
need breaks now and
I
then.
don't have any friends that I can be frank and honest
Oh,
with.
actually, you're studying for a
So
chicken
maybe
curry,
she's
huh?
right.
That's nice.
You're the closest thing to
Must
friends
be
that I
really
have.
yum then. I hope you get your chicken curry.
I'm so grateful that Miss Nafia was so understanding. To be
Do you
perfectly
have
honest,
back-to-back
I
exams?
don't know
Like
if I was ready
you
to
said maths, English, and then
always
life
be here
skills,
to
right?
just run away
So
from my
that's Monday,
problems.
Tuesday, and
But
Wednesday?
that
Or
never
maybe you
fixes
have a little bit
anything.
of time in between.
You can't get around the obstacles without facing them.
So that's why you were nervous when they brought up Poisson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if not for
Lying
chicken
if
curry,
I
then
said
good
I
grades, I
wasn't scared
suppose.
of coming back here. Still, I felt it was something I had to do.
It's easy.
As
That's
I was saying
nice.
before,
Then you are well
I
prepared,
want
I
to
will
see for
say.
myself the things that I never
All the
could in the
best.
past.
Back-to-back exams are
I'd
always
be
good. I think I
overjoyed if
prefer
people
that
here
over.
could find it in their
Keeps
hearts to forgive
me
me.
less
But
anxious.
they're more likely to unleash a tirade of vitriol against me. Which, yeah, I can tell people are watching me. I'm sure some people here see the idea of someone coming to Poisson dressed as the Hydro Archon as extremely disrespectful. I used to be terrified of the gaze of other
Oh,
people,
and then you have madrasa
especially
exams
when they
also.
had suspicion
Okay,
or
okay.
resentment in their
But that's nice. Then what kind of exams do you give there? I'm curious. Maybe it is
I'm not surprised you're making yourself
to do with the language? Or like oral, okay.
I can't let myself see only the things I want to see. How would that make me any different from before?
Look, there seems to be a crowd gathering over
That's a
there.
lot of exams though. This whole week you're going to be busy.
Probably time we made a move.
Oh, okay.
How about
Got
we
it.
check out Spina di Rasula ship? We should have a view of the whole of
Thank you
Rasula
for
from
explaining. I wouldn't have known what that meant. Okay.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
I'm sorry. You probably
Okay.
just wanted a
Wow, our
relaxing
Gordon's
stroll.
teachings. Don't it?
And here I
Understood.
am dumping all
Okay.
this heavy stuff on you.
We don't mind. It's
But I'm
actually
sure
refreshing
those
to see a
those
different
subjects
side
must
of
be
you.
very easy for you since you
Great.
you
Well,
know
I appreciate your
follow
company,
religion all the
so
time,
please
right?
don't disappear just yet.
So
I don't know
I'm
whether
sure
you
those
can
are going to be
tell,
easy.
but the years of suffering and loneliness aren't the only reason I have a hard time facing up to who I used to be. As I stand here on
Yeah,
the ship,
correct. Things
I
you
can't
actually practice in
begin
your daily
just
life are
blasting
easily
water
learned,
out
no?
of my mind. One after
That
another,
is true.
people were taken
I
by the
wish
water.
we
All those treasured lives and
did like hard
memories washed out of
math like
existence.
algebra or trigonometry in daily life
They
as well.
thought their god would protect
Because
them. They had
then I would have learned
absolute
it much
faith that
faster.
when disaster struck, a divine power would save them from harm. And all the while, I played my part to perfection to convince them that was true. But then the floodwaters finally came. And the
Oh, I
hygiene
can
were gone.
understand. That's because
To
of the
nothing.
dates, no? The
You
years.
shouldn't look at
Those
it
can
like
be really
that.
hard.
You were only doing your duty.
Our names in the book is long. Understood. Fair enough. Like I come from the
I've
southern
had
part
to go
of
through so
India,
many moments like that
so
for the sake of protecting
in our
my
history
kids.
books also our names are really
As
long.
time went on,
So it is quite
it got
difficult to
harder and
remember
harder to
them.
bear, and I became more lonely and isolated. Eventually, I realized I had nothing left except the truth. I became terrified of completely failing in my task, and was haunted by the thought of being left all alone, weeping on my throne.
Wow, I cannot even say that.
We were able to avoid the worst case scenario.
Wow,
thanks to the
I've
help
read
of
it 4
heroic
times by now.
individuals
I
such
cannot
as
even say that.
yourselves. Everyone rose to their responsibilities, and
That's
I
a really
finally
long
regained
name.
my freedom. But on some level, freedom also means no longer being needed.
So, Nay, how do you
I
pronounce
have
your first name?
I
The full
never
word?
imagined you'd see it
Because
that
I
way.
keep calling you Nay because I don't know how to pronounce the XE part. How do you say it? Can you teach me?
Reward? I guess so. Back then, I
Oh,
didn't even
okay,
dare
okay.
to dream
Fair
about
enough
having a
then
sibling
I'll keep
like
calling
you.
you Nay.
I was scared
But
of
it's a really
someone
nice name.
recognizing me for who I truly
Of course.
was. And
Ninja Nari is also not my real name.
believe in the Farina you
We
see on
shouldn't be putting out
stage.
real names or
She's the
anything
one
like
with the
that on
trust.
public platforms, I believe.
I had to keep all my feelings, all my curiosity about life to myself. No one could be allowed to know. That's what I really meant when I said I'm no good at maintaining relationships.
So that's where you were coming from. I'm Paimon totally thought you were just a bit of a diva at heart.
Could you please get off my case?
Wow, that's nice.
I don't know
So,
what's gotten into you today.
you're writing a
I'm
book
taking my
and
word for it.
you are
You
drawing
just
art
tried
for
to
it
do
as well.
so.
That's very talented of you. I quite like
I do.
drawing myself.
I once had nothing but the truth.
So it's a new
and
like
now
okay, so it's like
I'm
a
finally free to live my
the
own life
is the
again.
character based off of
And
you?
even though I have no
So
idea where
maybe
I'm going right
I also
now,
have
at least the
drew a
choice is
character.
in my
It's like a
hands.
cartoon sort of
All
character.
right. It's about time to head back. Paulo should have finished the ending by now.
Yes, yes you are.
Okay,
You're
let's
still
head back and
small.
check
You
it
got
out.
so much to do. That's nice. That's nice. I like this name. That's why it's so easy to remember. She got her own trauma. Okay. Well, that's very self-aware of you.
Didn't you say you needed to watch what you
Okay,
eat?
some of her is like
You're
me.
supposed to be cutting
Okay.
down on
I
fried foods,
think
not wolfing
I
down
think
copious
like your
quantities of
character is
fish and
also going to
chips,
be like
you know?
awesome.
Come
So
on.
nothing
It's
to
not
worry
every day
about
we get
there.
to dine at Spina
I hope she
Sula's
also aces
expense.
her exams like
Can
you
you believe
do.
how generous she is? I'm not about to pass on free food. Anyway, my character doesn't need to be slim and good looking. That's your job.
Are you kidding me right now? It's not your character's health I'm worried about, it's yours. I've spent my whole life battling the effects of ill health, and it kills
Fair
me to
enough.
watch you willingly ruin
It would be
yours
very
by filling
funny if
yourself
a
up with
assassin
junk all
starts
the
liking
time.
people.
Oh no,
They
looks
just
like
had
we're
one job to
arguing
do.
again.
Then they would fail at it.
We're back. Could you maybe put your differences aside for a moment?
Ah, you're back. We've been enjoying Spina di Rosula's VIP treatment in your stead. Paulo's nearly done. We shouldn't have to wait too much longer.
Great! So you were discussing your characters, right? We heard she's playing the Oceanid who turns into a human girl. What about you?
Me? I'm an Oceanid too.
He was originally supposed to take the form of a
Whoa,
crane.
that's a nice
He
twist. The royals killed our brothers, but
outgrew that role. Well, the
well,
costume
what
at
can you
least.
do about love?
So
Love is
now
love,
he's
right?
playing the boar instead.
That's a nice plot twist, though. I love it.
Sorry.
You should finish
The
this.
boar's not a bad character,
So,
actually.
is it like a comic
He's
book
the one
strip,
who
or
raised
like
the
is it
little
like a little bit
Oceanid.
of text with like aided
That's
artworks and
right. He has some pretty memorable lines too, like when he imparts some solemn words of wisdom to the little Oceanid. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly
that's
what you
nice.
want?
Royal is named Zen.
Wait,
Okay,
that sounds kind of
okay.
familiar.
Nay and Zen are
It's the
nice
most
names.
important line in the whole script. I think it's a symbolic statement about our director's
Okay,
wealth
so
and
your eyes
legacy.
are
She
okay.
kept
So
quiet about
you're
all the
wearing
trials
like
and tribulations she faced in running
the
our
things
troupe,
that
allowing
they
us
wear
to
in
devote ourselves
masquerade
fully to
balls.
performing. It was only
Against
after she was gone
right,
that
right.
we realized how tough her job really
Okay.
was.
So your character also doesn't show
You
their
mentioned
eyes to the world?
earlier that the troop is like your home.
Yeah,
That's all
I
right.
was born with an incurable illness,
Religion.
and
I
once
got
my
it anyway.
family
It's
found out
okay.
it couldn't be treated, they decided they didn't want me anymore. I spent some years taking whatever work I could find and trying to manage my illness with various medicines. But whenever I had a bad flare-up, I'd be lying in an alleyway for days at a time. It was like that until the director found me one day. She told me I had a great voice and asked if I was interested in studying singing from her. I said yes. She took me under her wing, taught me to both sing and act, helped me find Mora for my meds, took care of me when my condition decided to flare up. I know it was all a huge burden on her.
Oh, okay.
She sounds like a really
Okay, I get
incredible
it.
person.
She really was. She gave everything she had to her troupe and the people
I
in it.
understand.
All of us were so proud
What
to call
did
her
you
out
draw on
towards
your
her.
character then?
was
If
a lost
you
child too when she
think,
found me.
if you see
Was a
that
child of a
if
murderer.
you draw eyes,
My parents
it's,
weren't around when I was little,
you
so
know,
I got sent to an orphanage.
people
The other
can
kids
get the
were
sin
always
of the
picking
person.
fights with me.
Okay.
They'd say things
So
like,
you've
"Come on,
not drawn
you must be pretty tough
eyes
if
on
you're the
your
son of a
character.
murderer."
So what is it like?
It was just to taunt me, though. I was an easy target, and they knew it. One day, I got beaten up so
Okay, I
bad, I
get
just
it.
couldn't
So
take it
like
anymore.
more of like
So I ran
scenery
away.
and explaining
I lost all
the
faith in
scene rather
humanity at
than
that
like
point.
going into like
The
the
whole world
details
was out
of
to
like a
get me.
phase and things
Let
like
me
that.
guess.
I get it.
Fortunately, the next person you ran into was the director.
Yeah. For the first time in my life, I was somewhere I felt safe.
Eyes are actually
And I
fun to
promised
draw.
myself I'd stay here until the day the group parted ways.
Before I used to love drawing
And you
eyes
hoped
because
death would
they
come.
come in a lot of colors, There's so many,
Times change.
no, they say no two eyes are the
Finally
same.
done? Get your
So
butt
they are
over
fun
here.
to draw.
There's someone I
I'll
need to
show you if I
introduce you
can one
to.
day. Of course, I love
This
seeing
is our
art.
new
Please do show
artistic
me.
consultant.
I
Miss
don't know how you
Farina.
can though.
Farina?
Maybe you
The
can.
Farina?
Is there a way?
Oh
I
my
don't know.
god.
You
How did
you
you
would
manage
know
to
better.
wrangle that?
I would love to
Please,
see it.
the honor is all mine. I was profoundly moved to hear about your troupe and your wonderful director. I just wanted to do something to help.
Same here.
Even so.
Yes, I do have Discord as well. It's the
Oh, wow.
same name as
I'm
my
sorry.
YouTube channel.
I'll
So you
track it
can
down.
maybe send me there.
Now, where was I?
Yeah, back to your character.
Yes, the
Tell me
script,
more.
of course. Let me give you a rundown of how the story unfolds in my version of the script. I'm sure you're already familiar with the beginning of the story. A little Oceanid decides she wants to become a human, against the wishes of her family. She finds love and friendship in the bustling city. But then, disaster strikes. The people start to notice that all the fresh water in the surrounding area is slowly disappearing. The soil is becoming arid, plants and flowers are withering, and the people begin to panic. The little Oceanid, Cleo, and her lover decide to do something about it and investigate the truth of the matter together. In the end, they discover that all the waste and pollution created by humans over the years has caused the fresh water to flee the land, as if driven by a consciousness of its own.
Consciousness? You mean the water is sentient?
Water as a conscious entity. There's actually quite a few stories that explore this theme.
Since the little Oceanid is a water spirit, she immediately understands how the water is feeling. She then tells her lover about her true identity, as well as the truth behind the crisis. Her lover accepts her for who she is, and works with her to find a way to bring the water back. However, unbeknownst to them, there were some people eavesdropping when she revealed her secret. The little Oceanid is accused of being directly responsible for driving the water away, and faces the greatest dilemma of her life.
And then?
In the end, she makes the brave decision to sacrifice herself to save her lover, and the rest of humanity.
Huh? But didn't they all treat Cleo like a villain? Why would she want to save them after that?
Wow, that is so cool, yeah.
Well, she mainly
Your
wanted to
mom
save
is
her
right.
lover,
Scars
plus
do
everyone
make you
who'd stood up
stronger.
for her.
I mean,
Through her love for her human partner,
we always
she was
think it
able to
is
find
to
an
do
even
with our
greater
face,
love,
our,
one that
how we look
extended
and
to
things like
all
that.
of
But in the
humanity.
long run, it does not matter at all.
Surely the biggest strength.
There's
I
actually
mean, it
something
is the
else that bothers
personality,
me.
the goodness of a
You know
person
the
that matters.
protagonist is
I
supposed to
believe in it.
represent the director, right? And she
That's
never had the
nice.
chance to become a hero in
I
our
love it
world.
that you added scars
If
to
we're
your
serious
character.
about
It
dedicating
it
the
it
show to her
adds
memory,
definition
we
to a
should make the
character,
ending as true to
They are
life as
just not
possible.
superficial anymore.
What about
They
if
come with, every
the
person
little
comes with their own
Oceanid is
experience, their
hounded to
own
death by
baggage,
people who hate her?
So it's
Her lover
great.
makes sure
That's
her secret
awesome.
never gets
I'm
out,
very interested in
and
actually
humanity
looking at
continues
it
down the
now.
path to
So you
escape.
should find me on Discord
That
and,
sounds like too cruel of an
send it
ending
to
to
me.
me.
Yep, she has got
And
long brown
perhaps
hair.
a
That's
little
lovely.
irresponsible
I
to
love
present
brown
to the
hair.
audience.
That ending would be a
She
perfect
sounds
mirror
like a
to Director
dream, your
Aurelia's
character.
death, both arbitrary and meaningless. On the day when she went missing, Director Aurelie had instructed us all, somewhat out of the blue, to leave the court of Fontaine and wait for her outside the city. We waited and waited at the rendezvous point, but she never came. By the time we returned to the city, she disappeared without a trace. We looked for her. The Gardamex looked for her, but she was nowhere to be found. Increasingly, all the signs seemed to point to her being the latest victim in the serial disappearances case.
The director was the kindest soul in the world. Yet she was senselessly sacrificed for the sake of a so-called experiment by someone who had nothing to do with her at all.
But doesn't the way she suddenly told you to leave the city suggest that maybe she had some sense of what was about to happen? It almost seems as if she was moving you to safety.
I've been trying to follow up on that ever since, but all my efforts so far have turned up nothing. Villemont might know something, but he won't open up to me.
Villemont? The one who's playing the role of the villain?
Yeah. He's been overwhelmed by grief. I think the director's death hit him hardest of all.
Grief? Guilt, more like. Also, I have a hard time imagining that anyone took it harder than me.
Oh, wow.
Because,
Okay.
well, speaking of the play being true to life, I was
That's a
deeply,
lot of
madly in
background
love
story and I
with
love
O'Reilly.
it.
What?
So cool.
You...
I can understand
kept
why
that
she
one
turned into an
quiet?
assassin.
It's time to be upfront with you all. No more keeping secrets from each other.
Okay, so nobody
We'll
can
never
know
be able
even
to
if she's
agree on the
blind
ending
because
if we
her
can't
eyes
be
move
honest
like
about how we feel.
nice. That
I
is
did
some
tell her how I felt
thrilling
once,
storyline.
but she turned me
I
down pretty
hope you
much straight
finish the
away.
book. It's going
She
to be
said that we were
awesome
all
if
like
you're
brothers
able
and
to think
sisters
like
to
this
her,
and make a
and she never
background
considered us
storyline
as
for the main
potential
character
romantic
and stuff like
partners.
that. It's
Not
pretty
that it
awesome.
came
I
as a
think
shock or anything.
you're going to be like
It
a,
was what I was expecting to hear.
I mean, you're showing
So I
signs of
told
a
her I'd
good
always
writer.
be there for the troupe, and I'd always be there for her. I said,
Brilliant
maybe
line.
one day in
Of
the
course, they
future,
are shadow
when
assassins,
everyone's
man.
settled into their own
I mean,
lives
why
and
would
on the
they
up and up,
be otherwise?
and managing the troupe no longer required her constant attention, well, maybe then she could reconsider what she really wanted in her life. And now, that day will never come.
Oh, Paulo.
So if I'm the one writing this ending, then I'm gonna make sure it does right by O'Reilly. I won't let anyone get in the way of that.
In that case, you have to straighten things out with Villemont once and for all, face to face. We've all had our differences of opinion over the ending, but those two have never seen eye to eye
Okay,
on
that's
anything.
nice. It
One
reminds
of them
me
will
of,
have to compromise
I
if
don't
we're
know
ever
if you've
going to
seen
reach a
that
final
anime.
decision.
It's called
Well,
Hunter
that's
x
where we're
Hunter.
at. Looks like it's time
And
to go visit
Kalua
Villemont.
is like my
Are you ready to
favorite
face the truth?
character out of that. So
Honestly, I'm
he has a
slightly
family of
terrified.
assassins as well, and he's
But
very small.
for the sake of our final
And he's turned
performance,
into like an
I'll do
expert
whatever it
assassin
takes.
himself because of his
Funny
dark
you should
background
ask, though.
story.
I really
So
do
I
get what
think
I'm
I
going
love the
through right now.
storyline.
I certainly do. Come on, everyone.
Of
I'm
course,
all ready.
every main character overcomes their flaws. You're right.
This is tough going. Delphi, are you sure you can manage in your condition?
I could ask you the same question. Try to keep up.
As if this journey wasn't tough enough already without a roadblock.
Don't worry. We should all be fine with the traveler here. We don't need to take a detour.
Yeah, I think once you write the first draft and then you understand where it's going,
You're not
and then
seriously
you go
expecting me
back
to
to it
play, are
again and
you?
again, make
We're
it
just
better,
curious,
That's
that's
how
all.
it goes. So
I
I
don't
think
think
you've
anyone's
started at a
ever
great
sent
age,
Karina
so
in
you
a
can
fight
come out of the
before.
book in the next 5 to
Yeah,
7 years, and that
don't
would be
you remember
awesome.
why? The Hydro Archon
You
willingly gave
definitely
up
let
all
me
her
know. I'm gonna
powers
buy
so it
it.
could be converted into indemnitium.
Then
As
the main
Farina said so
character will win.
herself.
Of course, Zen has to be handsome.
Precisely.
The assassin deserves nothing
And I'm not
less.
even the Hydro Archon anymore, so all my power is gone anyway. As much as it pains me, unfortunately, I should just stay put. I'm more like a damsel in distress more than anything.
That sounded so smug. Ugh, secondhand embarrassment is unbearable.
Hey, lay off, all right? My bluff is hanging from a thread here. I'm sorry. I got carried away. Please help us out, would you?
Aw, too bad. I was so pumped to feast my eyes on fight mode for Rena.
Sorry to leave all the heavy lifting to you.
Don't worry, piece of cake.
Let's light it up!
Surrender and be gentle.
Off we go!
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Everybody stand back!
This will be frozen.
Come a little closer.
That's gonna hurt in the morning.
Freeze!
Bravo! Good show! You certainly live up to your reputation.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, the path is cleared now, so onwards and upwards.
Man, that storyline deserves an award. I don't know what to say. It's getting better and better, you know.
Vilma, are you there?
Huh?
I love
It's you
the
guys.
conflict between the characters.
What's Lady
I
Farina
love
doing here?
each of their backgrounds. They're pretty cool.
I can
Made a whole
explain.
new world,
We've been
obviously.
rounding up the whole troop. We
Any
now have
book
everyone
any
except
book
you.
we open is supposed to be a whole new world. Or else what's the point
So,
of reading books, yeah?
you think knowing the truth about the
So
director's disappearance will help
now I
you
can't
write an
wait
ending
for
to the
you to
script that
finish
pleases
this book.
everyone?
You should
I
you
care
should
just as much as
finish
everyone
the
else about
story.
making the little
I
Oceanid
want
a
to see where
success.
this is going.
That's why I wanted to wait until after the show. If I open this can of worms
Haha,
now,
nice.
I just don't want to make things difficult between us.
There has to be a little bit of
We're supposed to
tantrums,
be a
no?
unit when we're on
I mean,
stage.
what is life
Vilma,
without that?
avoiding
It's
the
too
truth
simple.
will not help anyone. Unless you mean to suggest that Aurelie's death had something to do with you. I don't want to talk about it. Listen, Vimo. I used to think that my love for Aurelie was a point of shame. I never brought it up to anyone. But now, I've made up my mind to put it all on the table. I'm prepared to face everything, to sacrifice everything for the sake of the show. The little Oceanid cannot be complete unless we do justice to Aurelie on an emotional level. This is why people think of you as not being the smart one. As you all know already, the troupe was kept afloat not from ticket sales, but donations from the audience. Of course, that was nowhere near enough. We took on side jobs when we weren't performing, but even then, the troupe's financial situation was pretty dire. So, anyway, one day after a show, a merchant came to me and offered us a huge sponsorship. In return, we just had to provide the audience with their drinks during performances. It seemed like
Nay,
a
you have
win-win.
your book
So,
has all the markings
I
of
said
being
yes
a
to it
crime
on the
thriller, I
spot
think.
without consulting the
So,
director.
kudos to you,
It was
man.
only when the merchant
That's
came to
some
deliver the
high-level
goods
thinking going on there.
that I
Hi,
realized
कुलदीप,
the drink in
कैसे हो?
question was
क्या चल रहा है, दोस्त?
synth.
Isn't that the drink peddled by the culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
I freaked out when I saw the boxes. And I told the director everything right away. She was completely shocked as well.
But she didn't reprimand me for making the decision without consulting her. Instead, she contacted the merchant and stated that the troupe could not agree to this collaboration.
Okay, Nay.
The merchant was
Have fun
furious,
studying for
berated us for
exams.
going back on our word, and
Yes, your
threatened
break
to
is over.
sue us
I
for
can get
damages.
that. Thank you so,
That
so
was
much
after
for
the
tuning in.
holiday.
Yeah.
There was no way
Have
we'd be able
fun.
to pay.
All the best. Yay, my
Then,
favorite subject too.
I was going to sort it on my own, but the director
Do
stopped
well
me.
and
She
let me
said
know
that this was an
how it
issue for the
went.
whole troupe, and it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, that's what
But
studying gets
things
you.
only got worse
More
from
words
there.
to write in your book.
The synth merchant
Yes,
just
you
walked
too have a
out.
great day. Bye
And
bye.
suddenly, the director told us all to leave the city one day. I admit this whole thing was my mistake. I didn't dare to tell any of you the truth back then, and after the director disappeared, I was even more afraid to say anything. Yeah, I got Aurelie killed. There, I said it. Happy now?
Hey, don't say that.
You traitor! You knew Aurelie was in danger. Why in God's name didn't you tell us? What do you mean, you were afraid? This was a life and death situation. We could have saved her! How could you be so stupid?
Please, try not to get too worked up.
Yeah, listen to him. You need to stay calm.
Stay calm? How can I stay calm? This guy got Aurelie murdered! She was the love of my life! And he has the gall to try and high-road us, claiming that he kept his mouth shut for the sake of the show! How about taking some responsibility for what he's done?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Truly. I wanted to apologize to everyone in the troupe, but that won't bring back the director. What good is my apology now? I'm just a coward who made an awful, terrible mistake that I can never take back. Beat me up if you want. Kill me if you prefer. It's what I deserve. End my life. So I can meet the director and apologize to her in person.
Get out of my sight! Go! Get lost! I don't ever want to see your face again!
That's enough! You've screamed and shouted at each other for long enough. Now pipe down, both of you! Can you stop conflating the show on stage with your real-life relationships in the troupe? You keep saying that you want to use this final performance to pay tribute to your director and celebrate her life. How can you do that if you're just using it as an excuse to vent your own emotions?
You're right.
I'm sorry.
On stage, the lead role is the focal point of the audience's attention. And you're all used to seeing the director as the heart of the troupe. But in her own life, her greatest desire wasn't to be the center of attention. I can tell how much she loved you all, and how much she loved the troupe. What she wanted was to build a warm home for all of her brothers and sisters. To shield you all from the storms that rage in the world outside. That's how you should remember her. And that's what you should be celebrating. I understand why you're trying to make her the hero of the story, but isn't she your hero already? After everything she did for you?
Yeah.
So think hard about what that means. And then think again about what you hope to achieve by arguing with each other. If you really hate each other and can't reconcile your differences, then you could just call it quits now. Why bother with the final performance if the group is already fractured? But you can't bring yourself to do that, can you? You care too much about Director Aurelie and the home she built you all to let go. What are you laughing at? I don't see what's so funny.
Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. It's just that, for a moment there, it felt like our director was back with us again. If she'd seen Paulo and Vilmont at each other's throats like that, she would have scolded them exactly like you did, in that same stern voice.
Really? But she sounded like such a gentle person.
Of course she was. Even her harshest lectures came from a place of kindness, and it showed. She really was a truly outstanding person.
What you said, it really puts everything into perspective.
I'm truly sorry. I really meant for this to be a genuine apology, but I ended up making it all about me and my self-pity.
It's all right. Let's save all this for after the performance.
What's up, Soldi? How are you doing?
The ending. What are we gonna do about it?
Clearly, everyone needs to take a step back for now and reflect on what really matters. When emotions are running high, things get lost in the fray. The end of the story needs to focus back on Aurelie herself. She's the...
What do you mean?
The Traveler is right. You once investigated that underwater synth base and recovered items belonging
Late
to the
for
victims.
what?
If you could find anything that Aurelie left behind, perhaps we can
I'm
get
still
a better
chilling.
sense of what she went through in her final
So,
days.
you're not late to
You
anything.
really think that's possible?
I trust that nobody would object to the ending of the story being based on Aurelie's true feelings.
No.
Well, we'll leave this in your capable hands.
Come, let's pay a visit to the Palais Mermonia. The rest of you, head back to the rehearsal location for now, and wait for our good news.
Oh yes, Zoldi, I saw it. I saw it. By the time I saw it, it was pretty late in the evening, so I had to
You
do
were
some
to
other
review
work,
some
so I
recovered items
didn't.
connected to victims of the serial disappearances case, but
So I
that
think
case
आपका
has
ID
been
password
closed for
I'm gonna
quite a
like
while now.
I'm going
Still,
to
since you were the ones who
play
discovered
on
and
mobile,
submitted the evidence in the
that one.
first place, you don't actually have to submit an application. Okay, please hold on. I'll have someone dig them out.
So, this is all Aurelie left behind. Just whatever she was carrying on her person and this tattered old notebook.
Hey! It's full of script lines!
Oh, don't cry.
Looks like they
Why are
show
you
what
crying?
different props should be placed on stage.
Let me take a look. Maybe there's something in here from after she was kidnapped. Aha! I found something. To whoever discovers this diary. Let's see. Looks like she kept a detailed record of her captor's actions. She even mentions the truth behind the experiments on dissolving young women. If we'd had the chance to examine this notebook carefully back then, it would have been a conclusive piece of evidence proving Vachey's guilt.
Vachey took so many lives. It's still so unthinkable how many victims he had.
I guess Aurelie must have written all of this down in the hope that her records would one day be of use to investigators. Wait, it cuts off. Her handwriting here gets patchier and more illegible by the line. She probably didn't have much strength left. Her final words are... I'll let you read them for yourselves.
She was so terrified.
She may have been a mighty hero in the eyes of her troop, but...
और बताओ जोल्डी संडे का क्या plans
She
है?
was only human. I can't bear to think how painful and lonely her final days must have been. Wait. This part on the last page sounds strangely familiar. If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Isn't that the most important line in the Little Oceanid?
Because I am an older sister.
Hello Kuldeep, welcome back. मैंने हाय बोला, आपने रिप्लाई नहीं किया, तो मुझे लगा आप चले गए। मॉर्टल कॉम्बैट, संडे के मॉर्टल कॉम्बैट प्लान्स, वाओ नाइस। मैं पहले खेलती थी मॉर्टल कॉम्बैट, काफी मजा आता है मुझे। फेवरेट कौन सा वाला कैरेक्टर है जिसके साथ आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा खेलते हैं? आपको ये टेकन से ज्यादा पसंद है?
Let's go. It's time for them to learn Director O'Reilly's final thoughts.
Adventure time!
अच्छा, कंगलाओ, याद नहीं आ रहा था तो मैंने अभी भी गूगल किया। आई रिमेम्बर नाउ। बढ़िया तो है ये। बहुत सही। तो क्या आप मॉर्टल कॉम्बैट से ब्रेक लेके मेरे लाइव स्ट्रीम देखने आए हैं?
She did her best to protect as many people as possible, even if it meant sacrificing herself. We know what choice our little Oceanid would have made now. I don't think any more discussion is necessary. Well, Vilmont, if we put the past aside for now, do you think you can bring yourself to go ahead with the show?
I will channel all my
दीप, एक और फीवर, आपकी PS में आपने क्या क्या गेम्स डाउनलोड किया है? थोड़े कुछ रिकमेंडेशंस है क्या? बताना जरा, मैं भी थोड़ा डाउनलोड करती हूँ।
Then it seems like we've reached a consensus. I have a feeling that this will turn out to be the most mesmerizing performance of your lives.
Really? How can you be so sure when you've never even seen them perform before?
Don't underestimate my experience. After watching a countless number of musicals, I've learned one important thing. If you want to move the audience with your music, you must fully commit and immerse yourself in your role, pouring all your emotion into your performance. And aren't human emotions, love, hate, regret, and hope just the most mesmerizing things in this world? I don't believe anybody could be more committed to bringing this story to life on the stage than they are now.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, Miss Farina. And thank you for supporting us through all this.
Then, let's not delay things any longer. We need to discuss the details of the ending and get it nailed down once and for all.
Actually, before that, I'd like to make a proposal. During the curtain call, please allow me to use the director's name instead of my own.
Huh? But then...
After all, this role was originally meant to be played by the director. I'm just filling in for her. Besides, a role commemorating her life should be associated with her name.
Well, if you're sure you're okay with that, I have no objection to it.
Now we're talking like a serious acting troupe. All right, I'll leave you to fine-tune your musical while I go and procure a stage.
Procure a stage?
Oh, It's okay. Our usual place doesn't need a reservation.
That place? Oh, don't be silly. For an extraordinary show, we need an extraordinary stage. By which I, of course, mean the Opera Epiclese.
Whoa, wait, what?
No. That's never going to work. It's far too fancy for the likes of us.
What are you afraid of? Surely you don't think that
Hey, that's nice. RDR2 भी है आपके पास यार. PS5 में खरीदना पड़ रहा है RDR2. Do you have the online version और आपने खरीदा भी है वो गेम? खेलना है यार मुझे. अभी तक नहीं खेला मैंने. Right now, Ghost of Tsushima. Yes, you said you were playing that game. Fall Guys. भाई ये गन वन की गेम ना मेरे से ठीक से खेले नहीं जाते. You bought the subscription. Oh wait, so PlayStation Plus के subscription के साथ RDR2 the proper game is available, you're saying? Then I shall do that. Cricket 24, yes, ये game मेरे पास भी है. मैं कभी-कभी friends जब आते हैं तो उनके साथ खेलती हूँ मैं. इस गेम में मुझे पहली बार पता चला कि मेरी bowling बैटिंग से ज़्यादा बेटर है. So मजा आता है कभी-कभी खेलने में. I wish they had permission to have actual Indian players. ये इंडिया का टीम तो थोड़ा सैड है. I guess they didn't have permission from BCCI. इसलिए मैं हमेशा ऑस्ट्रेलिया की टीम से खेलती हूँ.
Looks like I guessed right.
You were just guessing?
I knew you'd be here.
So I'm guessing आपको PUBG से ज़्यादा Fortnite अच्छा लगता है. Clearly. मैं PUBG इतना खेलती थी कोविड के टाइम पे. I never played Fortnite though. Fall Guys is not a gun game. अच्छा.
I understand. The process for booking the Opera Epiclese is complex and can be somewhat cumbersome.
शायद I'm thinking of another game.
I see no reason to make things unduly difficult.
Let me try it.
The story of the little Oceanid is
it's that running around game.
forward to seeing it performed on stage.
याद नहीं आ रहा यार. अब तो मुझे शायद गलत ही सोच रही थी
I am
मैं.
surprised to see your passion for the performing arts rekindled after all that has happened.
What do you mean? Do I look excited?
Yes. And this is the first time that I've seen you like this since your
Okay,
departure from
ठीक है.
Dignityhood.
वो भी ट्राई कर लेंगे. बट RDR2 यार मुझे पता नहीं था. मुझे लगा कि गेम खरीदना पड़ता है उसमें. उसमें कुछ 4000 कुछ दिखा रहा था मुझे. I should have checked if Plus में अवेलेबल था. Let me play that. इतने लोगों ने बोला मुझे कि RDR2 खेल ले. क्या कर रही है तू? Genshin Impact खेल रही है. So I shall definitely give that a try. एक सैड बात है कि मैंने ब्लैक में तो Wukong एक्चुअली प्री ऑर्डर करके लिया था because I loved the cinematics of the game. मैंने थोड़ा तो खेला बट वो गेम मुझे ज़्यादा मेरा अटेंशन होल्ड नहीं कर पाया सैडली. उसमें बस भागते रहो और मारपीट करते रहो. So kind of got bored of the game sadly. But वो भी खेलना शुरू करना.
Well, if the little Oceanid turns out to be a great success, it will no doubt become a classic. Many theater companies are certain to add it to their repertoire. The experiences and decisions of the protagonist Cleo are all modeled after your own. Naturally, this makes you eminently suited to playing the leading role. It would truly be a shame if you did not take this opportunity to allow audiences to enjoy your
yeah, definitely. I saw the trailers they were putting out were fantastic, तो वही उसी लालच में स्टोरी लाइन का लालच में मैंने ले लिया. अब थोड़ा अफसोस हो रहा है मुझे. Yes, I do prefer story myself यार. मतलब अपने आप पे भी इधर उधर एक्सप्लोर करने का होना चाहिए गेम में, क्योंकि I get really bored really fast on games where I just have to run around and do fight missions and stuff. देखते हैं RDR2. That's why I'm more interested because मेरे को बोला गया था कि उसमें you are free to roam around and do things your own way.
Well, I'm glad to learn that you have found a role to play that you enjoy, be it on the stage or not. I sincerely hope the show will serve as the grandest of finales.
हाँ, world is not correct. You are absolutely right.
Mail the relevant paperwork to the
अब
troupe
देखते हैं.
once the details
Xbox में मैंने सुना है कि if you don't like a game or if you don't want to play it, you can just tell them कि hey man, return my money to me. But PS में पता नहीं कितना difficult है. कभी सुना तो नहीं है किसी ने करा हुआ ऐसे. So let me see if I can ask for a refund. lol. मैं दूसरों के वीडियोस देख के खुश हूँ. Yeah, I've heard that. I think makers भी I think same ही है GTA और RDR2 के. जैसे आपने एक्सप्लेन किया था exactly वैसे ही मेरे दोस्त ने मेरे को एक्सप्लेन किया था कि वही GTA जानती है ना, वही चीज सोच ले but with cowboys. So I was like yes, subscribe me to this plan.
Thanks to my eloquent and impassioned speech, Monsieur Neuvillette was moved to provide
आपने full game finish कर लिया क्या RDR2?
special performance. We've had to fight every step of the way.
Yes, Rockstar Studios,
but
correct.
we now have all of the ingredients necessary to stage a truly spectacular performance. A touching story, a magnificent venue, and last but not least, a passionate and dedicated cast. Now, let's work together and make this show the best it can be.
This is truly wonderful.
The sooner we can finalize the ending, the more time we'll have to rehearse. Fiumali and I just went over some parts of the script and tweaked a few things. I think
that's true. But सही है ना आप like you say you prefer like exploring and going slowly with the story. So I guess RDR2 अपने pace पे भी खेला जा सकता है. I can't wait यार. Now that you told me कि Plus के साथ वो available है, now I want to just finish this live stream, download the game and start playing it. Maybe थोड़ा always live streaming Genshin Impact is like a little bit boring also if that is not a archon quest or something. तो कभी-कभी एक गेम से भी distraction चाहिए होता है, तो दूसरा गेम खेलेंगे.
Cursed Cleo. She stole the waters of life from us. She's a fraud, and she must pay for her crimes.
This has nothing to do with her. The ignorance and hatred of our people is to blame. How can we hope to win back the water's favor if we don't change our ways?
This guy could be useful. Take him hostage. If Cleo wants him back, she'll have to show herself.
Leave this place, oh little Oceanid, and never, ever look back!
Everyone's really throwing themselves into their roles. I haven't seen such a fine performance in a long time. If only...
What should we do? It's almost time for her to take the stage!
Why does it have to be now?
Hey, what's going on? You're due on stage any second now. Oh no, not again. But why? What about your new meds? Did they stop working?
They've been getting less and less effective over time. I've had to keep increasing my dose.
What? I thought they cure it. So they were only managing your symptoms?
I figured whatever it took to get me through this final performance.
How could you do this to yourself? And after that lecture you gave me about not looking after my health.
I'm sorry. I've let everyone down.
Lol, you're right.
This is a
यार
conversation for another time.
हाँ, I was
How
thinking
can the show go on without its star performer?
मुझे एक लाइव स्ट्रीम co-op गेम में भी करना था. So let me know when you're free.
I'd like to make a request
Maybe
of
next
you.
weekend or something.
Say no more.
When you're actually playing
If you're sick
Genshin
or
as
you
well.
need to rest.
So maybe you can
know what
co-op
you're going
with
to
me
ask.
and we can hit few
Moen, your
bosses.
character has no more scenes, correct?
तो मजा आएगा.
Oh,
You're right, definitely किसी और के साथ खेलने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है. या तो अकेले बैठ के डायलॉग सुनते रहो.
But I guess another guy in the troupe with a similar voice register could take it. Why?
Please take Delphi back to her place to rest. I'll sing the finale. From the sublime to the ridiculous. After all that, everything's come full circle.
Thank you, Miss Farina. I'm so sorry to put you in this position after everything you said.
Never mind. What's done is done. It's really my own fault for getting in too deep. No one likes regrets. Myself
Yes,
included.
यही confidence चाहिए मुझे.
Leave it to me.
Because ये confidence मेरे में
I've
बिल्कुल
watched you
नहीं
with
है.
her so many times that I've learned Cleo's part by heart.
I do
मुझे
not
वो
doubt
बड़े
your
वाले
voice
बॉसेस
skills,
के साथ हेल्प
but
चाहिए, जैसे वो
please allow me
अजदहा,
to ask you
ड्रैगन,
just one more question.
सिन्योरा,
After all, this show is
तुम्हारी
dedicated to
ये
the life
राइडन
and
शोगन,
legacy of our
वो सब
director.
में मेरे को हेल्प चाहिए
What,
क्योंकि
in your opinion, is the reason
उसकी
Cleo
एसेंशियल
shines
मटेरियल्स
so
आर
brightly?
बॉम्बेस. सो
It's her pure
वो
heart.
मैं एक बार गलती से बहुत ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ सिन्योरा के पास लड़ने पहुंच गई थी, जो वाट लगी. सारे फूड कंजम्पशन खत्म, सारे फूड कंज्यूम कर लिए, सब पूरा ओवर लिमिट पे कैसे तैसे रो धो के खत्म किया उसको. I think I was in that
I
fight
leave
for like God
Director
knows
O'Reilly in
30-40
your
minutes. It was ridiculous. अरे वाह, awesome. Thank you so much. खत्म होने ही वाला है.
She's not coming! You're wrong. She's here.
Si je pouvais vivre dans l'eau, le monde serait-il plus beau? Me pardonneras-tu, ô chère mère? L'eau dans son courant fait danser nos vies, et la cité elle nourrit, ainsi que toi mon doux amour.
But what about your wish?
My wish.
If you become human, you can reveal your secret to no one. You will face suffering and loneliness. Is this truly what you want?
Le grand amour ne suffit pas, seul un adieu fleurira. C'est notre histoire de vie, douce et amère. Je suis, serai toujours là, à voir le monde et savoir.
Okay, मोबाइल. यार मतलब मोबाइल में मैंने खेला है. I think I'm not good at मोबाइल. पता नहीं. और पता नहीं इट्स बीन ए डिफिकल्ट प्रोसेस कि मोबाइल में मैं डाउनलोड तो किया लेकिन आई एम नॉट एबल टू एक्सेस माय आईडी मतलब इट्स स्टार्टिंग द गेम ओवर फॉर मी सो आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स हैपनिंग तो आई नीड टू फिक्स दैट कि मतलब जब मैं लाइव स्ट्रीम करना नहीं चाहती हूँ तो मैं मोबाइल से खेल लूँ
Is it just me? Or was that Lady Farina on the stage just now? She hasn't been seen for a while now. And she just appears out of nowhere?
अच्छा ओके आई थिंक आई लेट मी मैं चेक करती हूँ फिर से
Cleo, played by Aurélie Fumont.
Wait, that's not her name. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's just a doppelganger.
I've spent a lot of time out of the spotlight, and they didn't use my name during the curtain call either. Hopefully, not too many people recognized me. It's too bad that I had to break the one clear rule I'd managed to make for myself, even if I had no choice. Still, I have to admit that, despite everything, it felt good to be back on the stage again.
Finally, we would like to give a special thanks to our artistic consultant and event coordinator, Miss Farina.
Hey, that's not what we agreed on!
Oh, so it was Farina after all. She's back.
Honestly, what is he doing? He should have run that by me first.
All right, calm down. Don't be mad. This was a group decision. We just didn't want your contributions to go unacknowledged. After all, it's been the rule in Fontaine since ancient times that everyone's work, visible or invisible, is equally deserving of recognition.
Yes, I know the rule, but it should still be applied on a case-by-case basis. I wasn't ready for this yet.
It's no big deal. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, yeah? Well, since you think it's so easy, you can sign them for me.
This is a great chat and all, but can we talk about that crazy thing that happened during the show? It nearly gave Paimon a heart attack. Paimon flew over to where she was supposed to be and was about to drop the prop vision, and then suddenly, a real one popped out of thin air!
Oh, that... I've got no idea what happened there either. But hey, it worked pretty well, didn't it? I'll bet the audience has never seen such a realistic prop.
Wait, what about Dolphy? I wonder how she's doing.
Oh, let's go check on her as soon as we finish clearing the stage.
Yes. Plus, she'll definitely want to hear how the end of the show went. If nothing else, we can safely say that we accomplished what we set out to do.
Ah, you're back. She's doing okay. Her condition stabilized after taking some of her original medication. From experience, though, I'd say she still needs a few more days of rest.
How did the performance go? Was it a success? Did the audience like it?
You'll be glad to know it was fantastic! Also, you're not gonna believe what happened while Farina was on the stage! You'll probably be able to read all about it in the Steambird first thing tomorrow morning!
That's wonderful. I'm so sorry I failed to see it through to the end. I guess I was wrong to try and tough it out to begin with.
Don't worry about it. Like they told me after announcing my name during the curtain call, everyone's work deserves recognition. Even though you couldn't see it through to the final scene, the audience was very impressed by your performance. It's safe to say that you made your mark on this memorial show.
Well, one way or another, we did it. I've had bad luck ever since I was born, so I never expect things to go smoothly in life. I'm just happy to know that we went out on a high note. That's all that matters.
Blaming your bad luck again, are we? Maybe if you didn't push yourself past your limits so much, your illness wouldn't be flaring up all the time.
Oh, don't you start. I don't have the energy to argue with you right now.
Aw, you two clearly care a lot about each other.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mean we never stop arguing with each other?
So, any plans for the next step? After the brilliant performance you put on, the reputation of your troupe is sure to spread through Fontaine like wildfire. You won't have to disband if you don't want to. You could capitalize on the rave reviews and license out the Little Oceanid to the bigger theater troupes out there. That would do wonders for your financial situation.
No, we should still disband.
Yeah, it's what we all agreed to.
After all that's happened, I should give you guys some space. But maybe our paths will cross again one day.
Hey, don't just walk off!
I still want to keep performing, so I might join another troupe. After watching Miss Farina's performance, I think I'm starting to understand our director's infatuation with musicals.
You should do it. It suits you. I'd originally hoped to keep performing too, but I don't know if my health will allow me to.
Oh, so now you finally got your priorities in order. I guess I'll hold off until you've properly recovered as well. What about you, Miss Farina? Any future plans?
Well, frankly, I think a return to obscurity is no longer an option for me. I'm sure a slew of consultancy requests will hound me wherever I go, until I finally acquiesce. You rather sealed my fate there with your special thanks at the end of the show.
Sorry.
It's quite all right. No need to apologize. What I meant to say is that this whole experience has shown me that perhaps I'm not as averse to a return to the stage as I'd previously imagined. Maybe Nervilette was right. Maybe Cleo is the right role for me. I still don't wish to pretend to be someone else, but I do have a desire to express myself. So, maybe the show will go on for me after all. Yeah. There was once a time when I was an actress in a masquerade, seeking only to hide the truth. But from now on, I want to spend my time learning real stories about real people and how they touch the lives of others around them. I want to watch them blossom and wither, see them refined on the page, retold on the stage, and remembered long into the future. I'm sure this is what captivated Director O'Reilly as well.
Sounds like you're ready to stop running from your true calling. The more you get out into the world, the more you'll discover what a fascinating place it is.
Then it's a deal. If a vision is a gift from the gods, then I should do my best to honor it.
Kuldeep, let's go. Story khatam.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Thank you for completing...
Yay, finally doing a co-op. So happy. चलो कहाँ चले अब?
Ow! Where did that come from?
Man, I'll die so much in level 90, I'm scared. I'm gonna do level 80 for now. What do you think?
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Let's go find some treasure.
भाई मुझे तो स्ट्रेस हो रहा है.
You're trembling.
संभाल
Is it the
लेना.
cold or just cowardice? Overruled. I'm going in. Here we go. Let's light it up. Ha! Everlasting as the moon. Let's light it up. Teamwork is dreamwork. Let's light it up. The Tsaritsa's benevolence has no place for transgressors. Off we go. Dance, my pretties. Embrace your searing reckoning. Why do they never miss? Everybody stand back. Strike a pose.
Embrace your searing reckoning!
Adventure time! Let's light it up! Everybody stand back! Witness my overrule! Let's light it up! Ready? Go!
Who dares?
Oh, I died.
Come, put up a fight!
Adventure time! Let's light it up! Why do they never miss?
Dance, my pretties!
Couldn't. I hear.
Oh no, I died.
I feel a little
Shit.
weak.
Your
Try खुद भी डूबी आपको भी ले डूबी मैं.
or just cowardice?
My turn to take the spotlight!
Let's light it up!
Let the show begin. Ouchie.
The Tsaritsa's benevolence has no place for transgressors!
Adventure time! Teamwork is dreamwork! Everybody stand back! Let's light it up!
Embrace your searing reckoning! Not every wound will heal! Embrace your searing reckoning! Who dares? Be a witch! All must burn!
Let's light it up!
Ready, steady, go!
हे भगवान फाइनली सही अब चलेंगे हम कहाँ यार राइडन किधर है यार देखो जो बंदा साथ में खेलता है उस पे भी बहुत डिपेंड करता है मेरे कैरेक्टर्स बेसिकली कुछ नहीं कर रहे थे बेसिकली तुम ही कर रहे थे जो कर रहे थे सो लेट अस सी हाउ दिस वन गोस
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
हाँ मुझे तो एक हीलर लेना पड़ेगा नहीं छोड़ो क्या स्ट्रांग है तो देखती हूँ क्या सीन होगा
Ow! Where did that come from?
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Where do you want to go next?
Adventure time! Weak! Weak! Take flight! Absurd!
Stabilize!
The eye sweeps the lands! Adventure time! Benny's adventure team! I have...
आए पहले ही मार दिया यार
Stabilize!
What's the... This bug is eternal! In spirit! Take care! There is no escape! Purge all obstacles! In spirit!
I will have order! Solidify!
Witness the final calamity!
life.
Eternity is in my hands!
Freeze! Frostbite.
So sorry, Kuljit. So sorry. Kuljit कह रही हूँ, कुलदीप sorry.
Lightning, obey me! Weak, pathetic. Be gone! Weak. Your verdict is decided. This world, a fleeting shadow. Be gone! Illusions are but distractions. Shattered. Pathetic. This body is eternal.
हाय क्या डैमेज दे. कोऑप मोड में देखने में बड़ा मजा आ रहा है.
Witness the final calamity. Purge all obstacles. Eternity is in my hands.
अरे कोई नहीं. करना क्या है अब. मैं तो यहाँ से बाहर निकल रही हूँ दोस्त.
Inferior. Strike dead.
Yes. Any recommendation of what you want me to choose?
Benny's adventure team. I have.
1 minute में आई. Electro and take one electro and stand aside. Okay.
Tea parties are a must for the well-mannered. If you'd like to learn the proper etiquette, I'd be happy to teach you.
Just hit that off when I say and then run around the edges. Okay, perfect. I hope I can do that better.
Let's go find some treasure. Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not. Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, the opposite is probably true.
Sorry. एक second रुको. Let me fix this really fast. समझ गई हूँ.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
क्या हो रहा है ये?
No one's joined me on an adventure in ages. Come on, let's go.
Every journey has its final day. Don't rush.
Strike dead.
Take a rest.
The eye sweeps the lands. Couldn't break the curse. Inferior. Lightning falls on the land of eternity. Inferior. This body is eternal. There is no escape. Purge all obstacles. Purge all obstacles. Sever. Witness the final calamity! Perish! Inferior! Eternity is in my hand!
My character's HP sucks.
Follows my blade.
मतलब
Lightning, obey me.
यार ये देखो दो कैरेक्टर्स में ये इंसान इतना बढ़िया खेल रहा है मतलब मेरे कैरेक्टर यहाँ जिंदा रहने में तकलीफ हो रही है व्हाट नॉनसेंस बट क्या गेम है यार मजा आ गया कुलदीप लेट्स गो विन दिस फॉर मी ये देखो मुझे कुलदीप के मेहनत की कमाई अब कहाँ जाए भाई कहाँ मरने जाए
Oh, ow. Where did that come from?
हाँ यार नाइस ड्रॉप फॉर श्योर आई विल यूज इट प्रॉपरली टू इंक्रीज माई कैरेक्टर्स मेरे कैरेक्टर्स के एचपी इतने खराब है यार मतलब एक ब्लो में खत्म है स्टोरी सक्स इट डेफिनेटली सक्स यार मैं सोच रही हूँ ये असदा है कहाँ मेरे को याद नहीं है लियूम में था ना क्यों नहीं मिल रहा मुझे
Oh, ow. Where did that come from?
ए भाई अच्छा तुम इधर इतने हाइट से गिर के मरने गई है मर गई पता था सो डम अरे भाई किधर हो
What's the hurry?
अच्छा थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर वेट फॉर मी मैं थोड़ा Yeah, tell me which characters to pick, yeah. I mean, Asda is like, अच्छा, you need fire and electro. Okay, okay.
Come on, let's get moving.
यार मेरा
We're not
बेनेट
frozen
इतना
in
स्ट्रॉन्ग
place
नहीं
after
है.
all.
Wait.
Yae Publishing House has
Lol,
released numerous
characters
works
with
that lay out
shields.
military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite.
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
यार ऐसे कोई कैरेक्टर्स विद शील्ड्स तो है नहीं मेरे पास. ऐसा फायर कैरेक्टर है. क्रायो हाइड्रो. Should I keep one electro then?
To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship.
Seems all the other knights already have their hands full.
Hey.
You dare overstep your mortal authority?
You're in for a little shock.
Crumble!
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
Fisher! There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain!
Looks like I got carried away.
Today, you witness your reckoning!
Adventure time! Off we go! Adventure time!
Cowardly insects! The enraged Earth will not absolve you! You stand upon your tomb, though you know it not! Come, experience an eon of suffering!
I knew I should have stayed home.
I'm just dying the whole game. I don't know what else I'm doing. I'm just dying. Damn it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this shows how important it is to level up your characters in time, or you're going to keep struggling like this. दूसरा बंदा इतना मेहनत कर रहा है, यहाँ हम बस पेरिफेरी में भाग रहे हैं, बस अपनी जान बचा के भाग रहे हैं. Shit. गई मर ही गया. दोनों कैरेक्टर मर गए. लो, अब बस इनको देखो आप. As usual, Kuldeep to the rescue.
The enraged Earth will not absolve you! Shifting sands know not the mountain's permanence.
बच जाओ भाई, बच जाओ. रन. अरे बचो, बस थोड़ा और बाकी है. लेट्स गो. भाई ये है तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लमेटिक बॉस. क्या बात है. एज यूजुअल सर हैज कम थ्रू. क्या बात है, मजा आ गया. वाह, भाई डेड हो गई यार. थैंक यू यार, थैंक यू सो मच.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
एक आर्लन चीनो वाला भी तो था, वो कहाँ है? ये नहीं है.
Let's go find some treasure.
हाँ, check it from the travel guidebook. I think I'm there. इसका नाम Scattered Ruins है ना? आ गए आप भी. चलो जी. लेवल 90 में मुझे तो चांस ही नहीं मिल रहा है कुछ खेलने का. मतलब क्या ही खेल पाऊंगी मैं इसमें. बस मरने से बचना है और कुछ नहीं. ठीक है.
No one's joined me on an adventure in
भाई कोई हीलर नहीं है, मैं तो जल्दी मर जाऊंगी। एक काम करती हूँ।
Yaya Publishing House has
Now I'm
released
ready.
numerous works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are my favorite.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
ये टीम थोड़ा मुझे लग रहा है टेढ़ा।
Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be afraid? Is it my turn now?
Go, Barbara, go! Fall down.
How amusing. With these rising flames! Is it my turn now?
Settle down. The time is ready.
Is it my turn now? Now that's more like it.
Dodge this.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. Have a taste of purgatory. How amusing.
Frostbite.
The countdown has begun. Like a fly tangled in a web. Not bad. You've proven to be a worthy opponent after all. To be a worthy opponent after all. Kindness has been seared away. My blade is all that remains.
Freeze!
Read the times, Ben. Dodge this.
This one was not that bad. इसमें मजा आया. Oh, what are these new things? Nice. बहुत सही.
Allow me.
Strike a pose.
Good things come to those who don't wait around. That's what they say anyway. Knowing my luck, the opposite is probably true for me.
Ah, that's true. We had enough feeling. So my characters keep dying all the time. So painful. ये वाला बॉस तो इजी है. आई थिंक मैंने भी ये ट्राई किया. अरे ये तो बहुत ही आसान निकला. क्या मिलता है इसमें? ओके. यार इफ यू डोंट माइंड थोड़े डोमेन्स क्लियर करवा दो हाईएस्ट लेवल पे. इतने बॉसेस करके तो आपको this one is not going to be that big of a deal.
are not welcome here.
What's the coolest?
Come a little closer.
Solidify!
You're in for a little shock.
Freeze!
Come a little closer.
Oh, so sorry.
You are not welcome here.
Come a little closer.
Freeze! Listen! Now! This will be frozen in time. Dodge this!
Hey, Nay, I'm on Asia server.
Benny's Adventure Team, assemble!
Asia, not Europe, Asia.
Benny's Adventure Team.
Lol, it's okay. No problem.
Solidify!
Let it be known that divinity is mine! Feeble human!
Adventure time!
Insignificant past!
Solidify!
My endless cycle begins!
Let's dance. Yeah.
fall!
A little weak.
Worthless insect.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
I am the all-knowing God! Burn to oblivion! Kneel! Tremble! Reality is pain!
Go, Barbara, go!
Good riddance, cruel world.
Adventure time!
Go, Barbara!
Solidify!
Everybody stand back! Let's light it up!
I will have order. Gather!
Whirling snow! Let's light it up!
Kneel! I can't lose it all again.
Bye. Yes, it is. It is possible to kill anything. But clearly I can't do it on my own. ये वाला फाइट भी इतना बुरा नहीं था. फर्स्ट टू वर लाइक सिन्योरा एंड रेडर जोगन तो मुझे समझ ही नहीं आया क्या करना है क्या है. मतलब जान बचा के भाग रही थी मैं तो. अर्लेंचिनो इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं था.
Or not. A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
तो हर जगह पहुंच गई अब तो. Lol, that was fun.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
I only wish life could be as leisurely as this a little more often.
Let's go find some treasure.
How greedy of me.
मैं इस बार बिना हीलर का चलती हूँ, देखती हूँ क्या होता है.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
We go.
Another section.
Let's spark things up a little.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
Come a little closer.
Light it up. Everybody stand back.
You're in for a little shock. Can't run from death. Have a little taste.
You're in for a little shock. Try not to enjoy this too much. Come a little closer.
Let me lose myself a little.
Adventure time.
यार क्या बढ़िया ड्रॉप मिला है. वाव.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
यार अब पहला इंसान देख रही हूँ जो वेंटी लेके खेल रहा है ब्रेव. भाई ये तो काफी जल्दी खत्म हो गया. लॉल. Yeah, Venti still works.
Oh, ow! What?
Kuldeep, I can't tell you how thankful I am, honestly. भाई क्या बढ़िया ड्रॉप्स मिले हैं, मजा आ गया.
Mind the danger. Be still.
We can do it!
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Oh. Oh. Or not.
लॉल. इतना तो मुझे लोर भी नहीं पता कि पता होना चाहिए कि इसमें गंदे ड्रॉप्स मिलते हैं.
not bad today.
क्या बात है, आर्टिफैक्ट ट्रांसमीटर भी मिल चुका है हमें, लेकिन हमें अभी भी फिगर आउट करना पड़ेगा कि उसको कैसे यूज करते हैं। सो लेट्स कैरी ऑन।
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Go, Barbara, go!
Come a little closer. Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock.
Go, Barbara, go!
यार कुलदीप, थैंक यू सो मच। मुझे लगता है अभी मुझे जाना पड़ेगा लाइव स्ट्रीम से। आई विल हैव टू लॉग ऑफ नाउ, थोड़ा काम है। सो थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग मी मैन, दैट वाज सो हेल्पफुल। होप मैं थोड़ा सा इन सबका यूज ठीक से कर पाऊँ। लॉल, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन। मिलते हैं जल्दी। ओके, बाय बाय।